How much Blender can I teach you in 2.5 minutes? It'll open to the splash screen, close it. I never use that thing. We'll start with navigation. Scrolling in and out zooms. Click and hold the middle mouse button to orbit. Press shift while you're doing that to pan. The numpad keys switch between different orthographic views. Or if you're a 10 keyless guy, you can just click on this, I guess. You're going to be mainly working with the select tool. Click to select and shift click or shift click and drag to add to the selection. Only control click and drag will deselect. I don't know why. Once you've got something selected, hit G to grab. Or S if you want to scale, or R if you want to rotate. If any of this was a mistake, just hit escape to go back to where it was. These tools will do the same thing, in case your keyboard is broken or you're just a big fan of dragging your mouse across the screen a lot. The scaling with S is kind of tied to how far away the mouse is when you hit S. Moving it further away before hitting S will give you finer control. On the subject of finer control, if you hit the letter of an axis while using one of these, it will constrain it to that axis. Or if you hit Shift plus the axis letter, it'll prevent it from moving on that axis. If you need to be very specific, you can type in a value after you've hit one of the tool buttons. Grab moves in Blender units, rotate uses degrees, and scale is relative to itself, with 2 being twice its size, 0.5 being half its size, etc. Press X or delete to get rid of the cube, and press Shift A to open up the add menu. We're going to ignore everything else for now and just go straight to the mesh menu to grab a cube. And if you hit tab, you'll go into edit mode. There are a bunch of different modes with different tool sets and whatnot, but that's for later. In the top right of the viewport, you can switch between wireframe, solid, texture preview, and shaded. Shaded is the fancy one. You can press Shift key to duplicate something. When you hit tab, you go into edit mode on the selected object, but you can also select multiple objects and edit them at the same time. Once you're in edit mode, there are a few different ways you can select things. Vertex mode lets you select individual vertices. There's also a face select mode and an edge select mode. You can also get to these by hitting 1, 2, or 3 on the keyboard. Tools work basically the same way in edit mode as they do in object mode. I should probably talk about proportional editing real quick. When it's on, you can move your selection and the vertices around them with a spherical fall-off that you can resize with the scroll wheel. It's important to know how to use pivot points. That point is where the scale tool will scale from, where the rotate tool will rotate around. Right now it's set on median point, so we're scaling from the center of our selected objects or vertices. But if we select individual origins, we can scale or rotate all of them from their own origin points. Likewise, selecting 3D cursor will allow you to rotate or scale from wherever that happens to be, and you can put that 3D cursor anywhere you want. Very similar in edit mode, it kind of just averages out the space between the vertices if you've got those selected. Each disconnecting set of vertices will have its own median point.